It's a special episode today, folks. I'm wearing a shirt or a tank top. So, yeah. So, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm not even going to lie. I had something that I wanted to say and forgot what it was. So, that's what, yeah. So, if you notice the title of the video today, it looked like I had already watched it, but I don't remember watching this video at all. But when you look at the thumbnail, you can see the red bar that's all the way filled, indicating that you've already watched it. Don't remember. But, so there's a bit of irony with this particular video because I started listening to it just to see if I had listened to it before. And I think I know why I don't remember it, because it made no sense. In the description, it's basically him talking about Matt Dillahunty, or him referencing something Matt Dillahunty said in reference to him persuading people not to engage in the great debates. So you shouldn't actually have conversations with people about religion and whatnot and everything and whatnot. Ironically enough, that's what Mr. Cruz partakes in quite a bit. He's an avid listener to some of these discussions, and he agrees with Matt Dillahunty that they shouldn't be happening. It's interesting that someone who actually doesn't you have a dog in a fight but doesn't participate in this is trying to persuade other people not to do it. I don't get that, but yeah. So if you've noticed, y'all can hit them points all day long. Y'all thought I was kidding. Them points are gone. I nuked them. Everybody reset. That's okay, though. That's okay. I'll grant points at the end of the week so you have something to play with just in case. But I nuked the fuck out them points. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go. I think the coffee's done, so I'm going to run this intro real quick. All right, we're going to do that. Yeah, okay. Oh, why is his face so small? Let me fix that. I am so sorry, Mr. Cruz. I didn't mean to make your face so small. So you know what? Look at yourself. There we go. That's better. All right. So, managed to finish my coffee. If I could move my coffee cup out the way. There we go. It's a big fucking cup. Y'all see this? The thing is huge. That's what she said. All right. Like I said, I don't remember this video. Not much. Sorta, kinda, sorta. But we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn why. Yes, it is too lazy for almost 100 live viewers. Yes. Mr. Cruz enjoys wearing vertical stripes. Do they really make you look taller? I don't know how it is to be a short guy. I have no idea. Is that a short guy thing? I know there's certain fashion things like wearing black makes you look slimmer. Does it? I have no idea. There's only one thing that I've ever really looked up on YouTube or the interwebs for fashion, and that is interestingly enough, something I wore yesterday, and that was what goes with cargo pants. Because I have two types of shirts. I have long, kind of flowing button down shirts, very, very, very brightly colored ones sometimes, and I have like big ass t-shirts. The shirts exist in those two types for me, and I have no idea. Like, neither one of those look good with cargo shorts at all. And so I actually had to search, like, what do you wear on your upper torso to make cargo pants look good? And it was this long sleeve wool. I don't know what you call it. Is it a cardigan? My wife's in the chat. I don't know, what is that thing I had on yesterday? Whatever it was, but it was hot as shit, so I had to roll it up. But I look good. I had a big ass white T-shirt underneath it, so you know. I don't know what's going on with the notification system, folks. That's why we have Discord. Someone should have posted, or did the bot put it in Discord yet? It should have. Nope. Even the bot's fucked up. Yep. Bot didn't even pick it up. So. Yep. Oh well. Anyway, if you are in Discord, go ahead and put it in there so other people can see it. But that's why we have these things. Anyway.
Hey, this is D-Roy Cruz, your Life Applications Officer. This is not going to take me long at all. I'm going to say this again and again and again, and maybe after so many videos, somebody will get it. I watched a video today. This is an atheist video. I watched a video today featuring Matt Dillahunty, The Atheist Experience. I don't know if the show is still called The Atheist Experience, but same setup. I thought Matt Dillahunty was done with The Atheist Experience, but he got on here today, and I had to watch. Now, I don't really care. One of the commentators didn't like me criticizing Matt Dillahunty, so he decided to, send me this retarded comment, which that's one thing you'll learn about atheists, is that as an atheist, you do all this stuff behind the churches, their denominations, these different religions. You do all this supposed research. It's not really study. It's collecting. It's all stuff you see online. And you take what you like, what you want to hear, and you throw that in the forefront to say that Christians or whatever were evil.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. So guess what I forgot to do, folks. Y'all y'all gonna hate me. I forgot to speed his ass up. I forgot. I completely forgot to speed his ass up. Oh my! So it looks, if y'all look in the background there, right behind him with that light shining, he has quite clearly Matt Dillahunty on the Atheist Experience. Now I've never really noticed that until now because there's usually a bunch of clutter over there in his most recent videos. But so he does what I used to do. And he goes, wait, Drag, what are you talking about? I used to watch YouTube videos and then get inspired to go and say something on YouTube, my damn self. Not really anymore. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, at certain points, yeah, I'll have a bit of inspiration to go and talk about something, but like, he gets hyped. Like, he, in the middle of a video, he gets hyped, and there's stuff that he wants to respond to whoever or whatever is on that screen, and he knows that he doesn't have access to said people. It's funny because I do, but it's interesting. And so he is criticizing what he feels is an injustice of sorts. These atheists, they see what they want, and they cherry pick this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that, and then they get on here and they say, look, the things that from the field of fucks I have brought forth to you. Fuck all. And he's mad because he didn't think that's fair. It almost sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it almost sounds like he's saying that people shouldn't just generalize. Now, I know that's funny, pretty ironic from him. I'm just saying. It's really interesting. Because, you know what? I will grant him that, just for the sake of argument. Actually, you know what? Not even for the sake of argument. I will just grant him that. Absolutely, there are atheists who do that. That was actually, around the time, early YouTube atheist video. If you wanted your channel to get out there, you'd pick the worst example, like the Westboro Baptist Church, and go, look, this is what all Christians believe. This is what they all believe. They're just hiding it. Look, I'm exposing them. It's the same shit that folks do now when you find a moderate Muslim who goes, yeah, I think we should live under a theocracy. Well, shit, all religious people, well, I would say most religious people would not mind living in a theocracy by their religion. It's not anything that's really that remarkable. Most religious people would tell, like actual religious people, but they label themselves moderate because they don't want to kill folks outright, but whatever. Anyway, another story. But, so he feels that's wrong. And all the videos that I've been reviewing from this guy, that's exactly what the fuck he does. Every single time. And so I said, hey, does this mean he had a conversation with? Yes. So because he, well, from what he indicates, he says someone sent him a retarded comment. I'm not sure what he means by that exactly. Because as he started describing this, like his interaction, it almost sounded like he called in and there was an exchange with one of the screeners. But as he began, kind of explaining, it sounded like he sent them like an email or something, or some type of correspondence that, and they replied to him in a way that he found, I guess, distasteful or unsatisfactory. I don't know. He's not very explicit with a lot of the things that he says, so it's hard to say. But he's not satisfied. So this is the cruise standard of dialogue. If Matt Dillahunty is talking to someone else, if you call in and you talk to Matt Dillahunty, or you talk to Tracy Harris, or you talk to whoever, then that's Mr. Cruz also having a conversation, because that's the cruise standard of dialogue. Makes no goddamn sense, but we're gonna roll with it.
Evil, we're bad, we're evil people, we're whatever. Every atheist, some atheists are all about so-called self-defense. Defending from what? I don't get it. Defending themselves from us. Okay? And then other atheists are all about attacking us. But what it boils down to is the fact that we believe God. And if we are really, really serious about what we believe, then it offends you when it's really none of your business. Okay? And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I am out with my friends and I say, hey man, you know, you sitting over here looking lonely, and I say to you, hey, me and my friends are going out for some pizza. Would you like to come with us? And you say, no, man, okay. And then because you don't want to be part of our clique, then you want to go to this guy over here and talk about how bad a people we are, when it's either you want to go hang out with us and have pizza or you don't. It's as simple as that, okay? But Matt Dillahunty was all pissed off today about his parents sending him a birthday card reminding him that Jesus is the truth, that Jesus still loves him, and that they hope that one day he'll see Jesus and accept Jesus, and Jesus is waiting for him with open arms and all this stuff.
Okay, so this is something that I listened to about up to this point just to see if I remember this video. I vaguely remember this video now. I vaguely remember it because I was thinking to myself that it's obvious that Mr. Cruz has never actually sat down and spoken to an atheist. He can claim that he's spoken to someone who has, I guess, in some way or shape or form, proclaimed to be an atheist. Like, I don't think so. When I say spoken to an atheist, someone who's online, ready to discuss their experiences, and who has taken the time to consider the philosophical underpinnings of religion and where they are now, right? Someone who can actually articulate that. I'm not saying that he has never run across someone who's a non-theist. I'm specifically referring to YouTube atheists or someone who's very verbally an anti-theist, someone of that nature. So I want to make sure that I clarify exactly what I'm talking about, because I know that he may or may not sort of kind of will reference me later or something that I said and then take it out of context, even though I'm taking, it's very painstakingly obvious that I'm qualifying exactly what I'm talking about. So, thank you, Mr. Cruz. I want to thank you ahead of time for misrepresenting me, because you seem to do that for whatever reason. But whatever. This is something that's really, 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 really passive aggressive, and it's something that my family members love to do. I don't find a need to do videos like this when my family is in town. Especially since my apartment's a fairly decent sized apartment, but I typically don't do videos at all when my in-laws are in town, or my family, my parents are in town. I don't, right? Because I know that they're Christian. I know how they feel about that sort of stuff, and if I'm going to talk to them about this sort of thing, we're going to actually sit down and have a chat, and we actually did. We actually sat down and discussed religion in the living room. So. No, I don't. To me, that's rude. When I go to my in-laws' house, I typically don't do videos unless I'm like outside or away from them. I'll actually avoid talking about it unless they bring it up. That's because I feel that's rude. That's like bringing up politics where everyone's eating dinner. It's just a dick thing to do, you know? But Mr. Cruz doesn't seem to understand that if they know where he stands, it doesn't matter how strongly they feel, right? They should respect that. They're perfectly capable of sending a happy birthday card or happy anniversary card or for whatever the occasion that doesn't push their religious beliefs on them. I'm pretty sure that the guy who started the Atheist Experience doesn't want your religious ass, card. I'm pretty sure. If he's going out of his way to tell people to drop religion, why the hell would he want that? You know, it doesn't matter how strongly you feel about it. Like, that's just kind of a dick move at a certain point. But Mr. Cruz can't understand that because he is I guess, being a little guy, he has a limited perspective on life. And that's fine. It's odd, as someone who's a self-described life applications officer, he don't know a lot about life. He seems not to really understand people fundamentally. And it's interesting to see kind of where he likes to cast aspersions. You could almost guarantee when you see him do that, cast aspersions upon something, a demographic or a topic, subject, whatever, it's almost always something that he is completely ignorant on. Did anyone ever notice that? It's always something that he really doesn't know a lot about. Just interesting. Just something I've noticed. Yeah, you know.
You figure Matt been through this so much with all these debates that he's done over, I don't know, the years. I don't know how many years, but he's done a number of debates. He's like one of the number one so-called atheist MMA, you know, grappler strikers you ever want to meet. I mean, he'll take on anybody, and every time he takes on somebody, because he makes these definitions, and you're not allowed to use your old definitions. You got to use Matt's definitions. However Matt wants to call it. Matt gets to call the game. He gets to pick the game, And so, if you disagree with Matt, and it doesn't matter, Matt never loses a debate. Matter of fact, an atheist never loses a debate. It don't matter how dumb an atheist sounds. He never loses a debate. The only way an atheist will lose a debate is if the Christian gets mad and keeps over-talking him and says, no, hold up, wait, I'm not finished yet. And they keep doing that every time. That's the only time an atheist ever confessed that he lost a debate. But if the Christian lets him talk and, it doesn't matter what the Christian says in answering his questions compared to him answering his questions, it doesn't matter. As long as an atheist gets to open up his mouth, he's going to win a debate in the eyes of an atheist. So I listen to these atheists with these types.
So I think that's bullshit. Just to give you an example, Godless Engineer went up against Ken Hovind, and there are plenty of people, regardless of whose side are you on versus the non sequitur marital breakup bullshit. They're almost across the board. I've heard from folks that he really didn't do a good job. All he ended up doing was try to make Ken Hovind say dick or penis or some shit like that. I've not finished listening to it myself. I kind of don't want to, but that's not true, Mr. Cruz. Just recently, I can attest that is not true. When I did my debate, one of the first things that people did was give me constructive feedback. They criticized the fact that I did too much teaching and not enough debunking. Albeit it's kind of hard to debunk, when someone literally pulls up a satirical website and you can't actually explain to them what a satirical website is because they don't know what satire is. So, you know what? I'm playing four-dimensional chess with a pigeon who's shitting everywhere. But whale penis, excuse me. Okay, he wanted him to say whale penis. It's just... No, that is demonstrably false, sir. Demonstrably motherfucking false. Atheists do lose debates all the time.
Titles like, there's one guy on here that loves to say, especially when Dillahunty's up the box, I call him Dilladonut. When Dilladonut is up the box, well, he lost some weight. But when Dilladonut's up the box, this guy will say something like, oh, this guy hit a Christian upside the head, or something, Well, I did a whole series of atheist videos called Kicking Atheists in the Butt. So, you want a box, go watch that. But anyway, what kind of moron? I'm gonna say what I said in the video, what I said in the comment section. What kind of idiot blasts his parents after he just got done saying, well, I love my parents and I try to have conversations with them, but then because they sent him a note with his birthday card telling him that Jesus loves him and still has a plan for his life and wants to help him and all this kind of stuff, he got all upset and bent out of shape. Let me tell you what that is. You're not upset because your parents keep bringing up God to you. Because you said yourself, you try to have conversations with them, Matt. And your dad at one point told your mom, stop having these conversations with Matt because you don't want to make Matt angry. But then They thought about you on their birthday, and they thought about, God, we wish Matt was a Christian.
I love how
Let me say
psychic
this,
he is.
and I'm done. Let me say this, late I'm going to bed. Let me say this to both Christians and atheists. Let's put.
I love how he knows the mind. Not only does he not know who his parents actually are, the names, where they live, what they did in life. Not all he knows is that they're Christians. He knows exactly what Matt wants him to know and everyone else to know. But for some weird reason, he's psychic. He is psychic. Only if he could have saw his divorce coming. But man, oh man, I love when people play this game where they can get in on the minds of people they know nothing about. Oh my goodness. Where's my mirror? I need a mirror. But shit, let's just take that with a grain of salt. Let's take that with a grain of salt, Mr. Cruz. If you actually understand what Matt's trying to let folks know here is that you can love your parents, but people have shitty parents. People absolutely have shitty parents. You can love them. There's plenty of people. I love my parents, but they have some shitty beliefs. My stepfather, I love my stepfather, but he has said some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Stupid shit like you said. Very, very close to what you said. So, I love him, but I don't like him like that. That's just, there's a separation there. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you accept what they do and say all the time. Come on now. You should know that.
The debates away for a minute. Let's put what you believe versus what I believe away for a minute. On this planet, there is no suffering. God does not only can you not prove that God exists, Christians, the way an atheist would want you to prove it. God would have to show up in the middle of the night and lie to an atheist and say, I'm God, I'm here to kill you. You know, you're either going to be a Christian or you're going to die right now. Okay, or something dumb like that. And I know when an atheist will say, I wouldn't believe him if he did that. I just think he's another knucklehead off the street, whatever. But you want evidence that is not the evidence of anything called God. The evidence that you want for God is not godlike. It's human. You want human evidence for a supernatural God. That makes you the idiot. A supernatural God is not going to give you, okay, human evidence, okay? And I know what you're going to say, well, if you just give me one shred of evidence. Okay, I don't care about evidence, okay? Because no atheist, no Muslim, nobody of any other religion or denomination that ever converted to Christ ever found evidence other than the Bible. That's it, okay? But anyway, let me say this both to Christians
Wait,
and...
so hold on for a second. Now, not only do you get to speak for atheists, you get to speak for every Christian. Now, I'm curious what the evidentialists would say about that. Now, do I think that there's actual that kind of evidence for God? No, but I don't purport to speak for all atheists. I don't know why you in this case want to speak for all Christians. That to me doesn't make any sense. But then again, this is, I guess, some of your psychic ability that I know nothing about. Maybe I need to gain some psychic abilities and understand this shit my damn self.
And atheists, and I'm closing. First of all, nobody needs you to be a Christian. You're not doing a Christian any favors by becoming a Christian. You become a Christian, that's for you. Has nothing to do with the Christian. Okay? A Christian doesn't lose sleep whether, now I gotta admit, depending on what your kids are doing, like, my kids are not out on the street doing crime. They're not, what I'm saying? I got one of my kids is gay. Another one is, contemplating atheism, but she's not going out on the streets like these other atheists, picking fights with Christians or anything like that. This is what I'm hearing from the grapevine. They never say these things in my face. This is what I hear from the grapevine. But even if they did, I wouldn't love them any less. But see, I'm different than Matt's parents. When you're grown, like I told my daughter, she said, I don't like your videos, Dad. I said, you ain't got to watch my videos. My videos ain't specifically addressed to you. Did you hear my name? Did you hear your name on my videos? Did I mention your name in my videos? If I'm talking about gay people in my videos, that doesn't mean I'm talking specifically to you. Okay, or if I, but my daughters need to understand, and anyone else in my family, And as much as I love all the people that I grew up with and all like that, okay, it's kind of like a black man marrying a white woman. Okay? This is the woman I love. And I married her. Okay? If you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way in our relationship with God. It is our culture. It is our system of belief as to how the world works. It is our culture. It is our faith. It is our faith. Okay? It's everything to us. Okay? It's our race. It's everything about us. Okay? But we don't need anybody to be a Christian. And we don't need you to be a Christian. And you don't need, and we don't need, neither do we need to fight with you for, you know what I mean? Just like I always use the illustration of, you got people who go to the gym and they're vegetarian or they're on a strict diet or whatever, and they lose a lot of weight. And they lost their belly fat or whatever, and they threw away certain foods or whatever. Okay, and then you got people that want to eat, and people that are heavy set, that got pounds on them, they get offended and get jealous of people that are taking better care of themselves. Okay, but people that take better care of themselves are not going to be offended by fat people. Okay, getting upset with them or criticizing them, it's like a joke. It's funny. You're going to criticize me because I've lost weight and I've decided to throw away certain foods that I might keep the weight off. It's the same way with being a Christian. I threw away this secular world. This world is not my home anymore. I'm just passing through. Okay? I'm a citizen of the kingdom. Okay? You want to get offended. That's laughable. Now, as far as me getting offended over you being an atheist, that's laughable too. Because it's not my problem. If any Christian...
Oh my God. Okay, so... Yeah, no, I've had to disable some modules because y'all keep breaking shit, so I figured it out. So you can... Okay, so... You can speak on every and any topic. Doesn't matter. But the people who go, hold on, you're misrepresenting me, that's too bad. So Mr. Cruz, and I love this, and that's probably why, if y'all haven't noticed, Mr. Cruz has an interesting habit here, something I've noticed after looking at some of his videos. Now, this video was May 18th, by the way. This isn't a new video. He's not uploaded anything for a little while now. Just 2 days ago was his last upload. He actually enjoys speaking about atheists. He loves, and actually, what's even more interesting, he loves responding to specific atheists. Now, you would kind of think that the way that he has kind of handled our interactions or non-interactions, that he doesn't do that. He doesn't really engage with just singling out people. But no, it's interesting because there's actually a posted video here addressing atheists and religious jerks and those who applaud their nonsense. So this is him responding to Cosmic Skeptic. So he felt the need to respond to Cosmic Skeptic. And let's see, oh man, there's one on David Pakman. I think David Pakman's an atheist, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, that's very interesting, very, very interesting here to me. In a lot of his videos that I've kind of perused on his channel, that he feels the need, he can go out of his way to criticize other religions, other philosophies, ideologies, and people. But man, when you put the microscope on him, he doesn't like that very much. And that's really interesting because he's going a deep dive. He is essentially doing to Matt Dillahunty what I've done to him. He doesn't remember the word that he used. Remember the word he used? Dissect. He's used that word a few times. He doesn't like when I dissect him. Well, what do you call this, Mr. Cruz? What do you call you giving your opinion about what Matt Dillahunty is doing with his parents? And how he feels about this agreement that they had, that we were gonna nix the religious stuff. I thought we all as adults had an agreement, and so they went back on it. I disabled the bot temporarily, by the way, if y'all are wondering. So you feel the need to insert yourself in there and create, like fabricate, you contrive the narrative around a scenario you really didn't even know much about, other than what Matt tells you. So, but you were psychic enough to say how they feel and this, that, and everything and whatnot and everything and whatnot. I love it. I absolutely love the hypocrisy here, Mr. Cruz. You can dissect Matt Dillahunty and his relationship with his parents, but I can't dissect you. That's lovely. That is awesome. Mention him by name, reference everything about whatever you want to. But don't let anybody else do that to you, because now you got a case of what G-Man has called. You got a case of the hush mouth. I ain't heard nothing from you in quite some time, because you on a regular basis, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 6 days ago. Man, you were on a roll for a little while. But then you stopped. You know what? Everyone needs a break. It's fine. No one's criticizing you for taking a break. But my thing is, Tankers Lives Matter. No, the fuck they don't. My issue is, you are such a fucking hypocrite that it's painful to watch at times. It's painful. And that's why I said, you know what, let me go back in time a little bit. Because like I told you, I have watched some of your stuff way before you even realize it. I commented on a few of them. You probably didn't realize it. You probably, if you go back and look let's say about four or 5 weeks ago, I commented on a video or two. And you know, that's just a random guy commenting. I'd already spotted you. I already picked up on this. But I said, you know what? Let me see what happens. This is why you and G-Man are kindred spirits, by the way. Y'all love to try and dissect other people. You love to try and go in and deep dive and all this other bullshit. The second I do it to you guys, you break apart like silly putty. You just fall flat. Just fall on the ground and get messy and get stuck in my carpet. And it's sad. It's really, really sad.
Tries to persuade an atheist to be saved. Stop. Show me this in the Bible where you need to persuade these people. You are making these atheists rebel into more and more atheism by trying to convince them.
Well, what about that Great Commission? Ain't she supposed to, something about a Great Commit? Let me make sure. Let me look this up for a second. I could have swore it was called the Great Commission. The Great Commission? Oh, is that it? In Christianity, the Great Commission is the instruction of the resurrected Jesus Christ to his disciples to spread his teachings to all nations of the world. Well, I mean, that I remember that off the top of my head, because I could have swore that's what y'all was supposed to be doing, but yeah.
You know, what you need to do is you need to let them atheists stick themselves to death. Let them suckle on their little atheist banana until they get sick of it. Why do we care? And I'm not trying to cast hate, or but show me in the Bible where you got to keep, once you tell somebody the gospel, that's it. One time. Matt is right. His parents only need to tell him. If he grew up in a church, he knows better. There's no reason why his parents should be talking to a 50-year-old man like he's a kid. If Matt grew up in the church, he knows better than what he's doing. That's between him and God. That's between him and, I don't care, evolution.
What?
You know what I'm saying? That's between him and the atheist community. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever you want to call it.
He is sped up, by the way. This is 1.5 times speed. So I have something to say about this growing up in the church thing. And since we're talking about people's lives, talk a little bit about my life. I've talked about some of my cousins. One of my cousins, his mother, the one that died of brain cancer, she was an avid churchgoer in a Pentecostal church. Now, if you've gone to a Pentecostal church, then you kind of sort of know where I'm going. This was a black Pentecostal church, so extra. This is Pentecostal squared. Actually, no, Pentecostal to the nth degree. All the hoop and the holler and all the theatrics and the Holy Ghost tag, and I'm pretty sure you've heard me talk about the story of the Holy Ghost tag. And what I'm getting at is that in speaking to my cousin as adults, as we've resolved our issues from when we were younger, our animosity towards one another due to personality differences and whatnot and everything and whatnot, we began to talk about where we are spiritually, mentally, financially, fiscal, same thing. But religion came up. And I let him know, I kind of do YouTube. I talk about religious stuff. We have conversations online. He says, I don't do religion. And so he had made the statement, well, I grew up in a church. So I don't question that kind of stuff. I grew up in the church. And that's me paraphrasing what he said. And that really stuck out to me. It wasn't, I'm a Christian. That's my faith, and I think I'm pretty secure in it. It wasn't that. It was him telling me, because he grew up in the church, that he precluded himself from ever thinking about it. He was not allowed to think critically about his own religious beliefs. And that really stuck out to me. Because that's one thing to say, I have a strong religious conviction. Okay, cool, fine, I accept that. It's another to say that I will never critically think about this topic because I was trained not to. That really stuck out to me. I lost a little respect for him just because of that. He probably didn't even know. He probably didn't care either. But I mean, that's him. He's quite happy not really doing any heavy thinking. He's never been one of those guys to, he's a everyman in the truest sense. He's going to do his best to provide for him and his, and he's not going to sit and do any type of deep thought about any political or social or philosophical quandaries. That's not his dig at all, whatsoever. And he acknowledges that. He's not going to pretend like some people and read off of forums and try and have the shibboleth to speak about a particular area or subject. So, yeah, sky out. But, that's where he stands. And it's just interesting to me. Because when I hear people who are raised in the church, I don't think this is somebody I should respect. Almost immediately. And maybe this is my problem. Maybe it's because I've not met people with that descriptor who are worth respecting. And I think for me, that's an issue with my personal bias. Based on my limited experience with certain religious people. And that's something I should rectify. That's not something, well, you know what? I'm just going to believe this 100% and I'm allowed to believe what I want kind of bullshit. Because that's not being a skeptic. That's just saying I'm comfortable where I am believing that because, well, I can believe things. Well, awesome. Anyone who has cognition can believe whatever they want. But if I'm going to attach the label of skeptic to myself, then I might want to try this whole skepticism thing. I might want to try to be a rational, critical thinker. I might want to actually apply some of this stuff other than when it's convenient for me to do online. And for the life of me, I struggle with that. I struggle with respecting someone who describes himself as being raised in the church. Because almost immediately following that is a declaration of them telling you and everyone else that they will never critically think about whatever it is that they were taught. And I have a hard time respecting that. Because you're telling me that you can't think or won't think. As an apex species on this planet, one of the awesome things about being up there at the top is being able to outthink all the other creatures. And you're nerfing yourself. You're handicapping yourself. Because of what, exactly? Because of what? But then, wait for it. I'm supposed to acquiesce to their ideology. you want me to also not think. I'm supposed to nerf myself for you, to make myself dumber for you. No, it's not for me, it's for Jesus. I'm supposed to make myself dumber for Jesus. I'm supposed to hinder myself for Jesus. That's okay. That's all right. I will take the several millions of years of evolution and use them to my advantage.
Just like my daughters, I don't go to them. When I go to visit my daughters, I go to visit my daughters. I have nothing to say about them being gay. I have nothing to say about atheism. I have nothing to say about anything that, as Matt said, that is not a good conversation to be having with an atheist or with the LGBT community or anything like that. When I visit my daughters, I talk to them about us as a family, minus whatever I agree with Matt that we can't have a conversation about. I don't go to them and say, "Oh, how you doing, sweetheart? Are you still gay?" No, I don't do that. I know she's still gay. And even if she was to give up on being gay, okay? If she wants to come to me and talk to me about that, that's
her. You gotta give up on it like it's a race. I'm tired of all this gay shit, man. I want to be straight now.
Business. I don't care. Okay? So I agree with Matt, but again, what kind of moron blasts his parents on network television or the internet like that because they still want to convince him to get right with God, you know? Look, let me tell you, Christians, I'm going to say it again. You don't need to persuade these atheists to be anything more than what they are. They, just like everybody else, just because they're atheists doesn't change. You know, we don't persuade the average person. Okay? We don't persuade, most of us, the average person. And this is the thing that keeps people in atheism. Because the minute they say that you're atheists, even in 2019, you act like you done lost your freaking mind. Don't lose your mind. Okay, you're an atheist. Okay, whatever that means. Okay. All right. Sorry. Don't. Oh, wait. Stop. You're an atheist? Hold up. Don't go anywhere. Hold up. Don't go anywhere. I need to talk to you. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let him go. Let him go. You know what I'm saying? Because if he said, this is the difference between an atheist and any other person that's not a Christian. An atheist already has made up his mind that he has an argument. That's why every Christian will call an atheist part of a religion. Because if you're not religious, you don't have an answer and you don't have a question. Okay? So therefore, an atheist isn't a religion. So therefore, when the minute a person tells you that they're an atheist, what they're doing is they're pushing their religion on you. I'm an atheist. Okay.
Wait, so hold on for a second. So if you that could literally apply to any label. Like that makes no. So I see why you have an issue with definitions, because you like to make up bullshit. And so you make up your own definition for your own bullshit. That's like, okay, is bald a hairstyle? I guess, sure. But we can agree. I don't think so. You don't have, it's a lack of hair. I don't know how it's a hairstyle. No hair is a style. Okay, fine, whatever. But it's interesting. It's really interesting. Thank you, Angry Roach. It's interesting to me that you spend all this time trying to put non-belief on the same level as being a believer, and for what exactly? Like, what is the point of that? If you want to put them side by side because people say, you know what, I don't agree with that, then yes, you're on opposing sides. You have a position. I would, if someone asked me what my religion is, fishing is my religion. That's what I dedicate time and money to. That's what I dedicate a lot of thought to. Fishing is my religion. I think dark matter might agree the bald beautiful. Fuck dark matter.
He wants you, he's waiting on a response. He wants you to be offended by the fact that he's an atheist.
No. Who the fuck wants somebody to be offended? Like who, Mr. Cruz, are you talking about? I will again ask you for receipts. Who specifically are you talking about? Because I would love to meet them. Who wants? I'm an atheist. It's the Red Scare. I don't like. Who does that? Maybe back in 2010. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I'm not offended. I think you're comical. I think you're funny. I'm not offended. What Okay, you're an atheist. Now what? What's that got to do with me? What's that got to do with what I'm talking about? Go over there. Take the atheist behind over there with your own people. You need to understand that God is a person, Christians. God is a person. He is looking out for his team. Okay? He's not begging anybody. Read your Bible. He's not begging any of these losers to join him. Neither should you. Neither should you. That's all I'm saying. You want to win an atheist? The Bible says, let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and glorify your God in heaven. You got to show them that you're bigger than helping out the lost puppies, okay, and making shopping bags for old ladies, okay? There's more to being a good person than the puppies. And you know what I'm saying? And making special underwear for the LGBTQ community. We got bigger issues in life. You got to show these knuckleheads that you got better things to do that not only help them, but help the whole world. Not just certain people, like the LGBT community, but everybody. Not just the puppies, but why stop at the puppies? Why don't we help the big dogs too? Why don't we help the cats too? Why, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the scriptures tell us to do, that God is pleased with. But we don't need atheists to be Christians. This is what's funny about all this, and this is what's retarded. We don't need an atheist to be a Christian. If I'm talking to another Christian, or we're worshiping God together in church or whatever, no one's talking about atheism. But you can't talk about atheism without talking about Christians. And
I disagree. There's people who have entire sermons on non-belief. Like, that's weird, because why do Christian apologists spend enormous amounts of time learning Christian apologetics to counter atheist arguments? Like, you say that, but the whole apologia thing kind of exists to, at least on the internet, to do exactly that. But okay, fine. That, if you want to believe that, sure.
You hate Christians and what they believe and all this kind of stuff, because without Christians there would be no atheism. Nobody's an atheist just simply because they don't believe in God. Okay? No, if you say you're an atheist, that means that
here we go.
Anything that I do that would give you any signs that I might have any belief in God or might be a part of any religion offends you, and that's what's retarded about it.
Oh, so now, this is atheism offended version, not atheism plus, atheism offended. So it's not just the disbelief; it's also your butthurt. It's atheism butthurt. That's an interesting depiction. Can I see some receipts on that, Mr. Cruz? I enjoy the fuck out of you. There's literally nothing that you can say that's going to offend me, because I think you're an idiot. That you're an absolute fucking fool. But what specifically? Because I will take up the challenge. I will take up the D-Roy Cruz challenge. Tell me what I'm offended by. Like, what about you, or what about Christianity, or your version of Christianity, whatever? What about that offends me personally? I would love to know this. I want to see receipts. Please, Mr. Cruz. Don't just say shit like you like to. Just come out with any old thing. Anything that you can pull out of your ass and put in video, because you got triggered by Dillahunty in the background. I see him talking up on stage back there. You got offended by something Dillahunty said or described, and so now everyone else is offended, because that's how it works.
But you being an atheist means you lack a lot of other things, which that's not my problem. Now, if you think that I can help you, well, guess what? That's how everybody comes into the church, because they found out, not that they found any evidence as the atheists claim we have to have, but anybody that comes into the church, they come into the church because they found out that they need to get right with God, plain and simple. And somewhere in there, it didn't matter of the fact that they were an atheist or once atheist. They understood right now, even though they don't have evidence of God, and the last evidence of God is the last thing on their mind, they understand they need to get right with God. Nobody has ever looked for evidence. That's the first dumb thing of this whole atheist salad, is that no one's ever evidence. We don't go around talking about, excuse me, I need to talk to you, I have evidence of God. Show me one minister that's ever said that.
You know what? Let me see something real quick, folks. Let's see. Minister, evidence of God. Oh. Okay. Well, let's take a look at it then. Oh, and that was dumb. I just closed the fucking window that I had open, and I was gonna do a scene transition so that y'all could see exactly what I was looking at. That was okay. So here we go. All right, now y'all can see this because I'm stupid. So he's such a fan of Google. I said, why not? Minister evidence of God. First video. I guess it was that Fryer, Robert Spitzer, and Doug Ketch examined the physical evidence of Jesus' resurrection. Science confirmed. Oh, that's not actual. Yeah. Anyway, Father Spitzer, Professor John Lennox. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. Even on the Atheists experience. So Control Shift T. What is that? Control Shift T. I have no idea. It didn't do anything. Hawk Tie. I hit Control Shift and T. Nothing happened. Nothing. That's probably for a new tab, isn't it? That's probably for a new tab. But there's plenty of evidence here of what other Christians have said, other evidentialists have said. Hey, there is evidence. So I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you don't talk to enough Christians? I have no idea. But why did it go back to that? Okay, whatever. We're going to get rid of that. Come back. There we go. Let me try it again. Control Shift T. It didn't work, Hawk Tie. You lied to me again. You lied.
Nobody's claiming or has ever claimed to have evidence of God. But who are they fooling? They're not fooling Christians. They're fooling those that are in between who don't know, who are confused, don't know which way they want to go spiritually. They're not fooling us. Okay? The minute an atheist told me, that, where's the evidence for God? I dialed 911. Somebody get a cop in here and tell this guy to go somewhere else. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because it's not part of our theology. It's not part of our Christian makeup to worry about physical evidence. Okay? We believe that we see God every day. We believe that we experience God every day. We believe that the people in the Bible not only experience God like we do, but they experience God in a way that we never will. That's how we got here. Duh. Okay? But anyway, I don't need to persuade you to be an atheist. I did a video a while back that atheists trying to explain your atheism. Stop. Don't. Doesn't matter. You have a right to be an atheist. I have a right to be a Christian. But let's play the real game. Who needs to convince who? Whose agenda is out for who? Do I have an agenda of converting you into a cult? Come on, let's get real. Do I have an agenda to convert you into a cult or to convert you into some kind of, is that my agenda? Or is it your agenda to beat the living Christianity out of me? Which is it? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say it's both. No, it's not both. I'm not like you. You feel you need to fight me about what I believe. I don't feel I need to fight with you about what I believe or what you believe. I feel that I need to preach the gospel. Okay? But if I preach the gospel, I'm not just preaching to atheists. I'm preaching to the choir. The whole choir can deny it if they want to. I don't care. I've done my part. I preach the gospel. It's not my job to convert people. It's only my job to say it. That's just like when you go to school, okay, and the teacher is educating you. Okay? It's not the teacher's job to make sure you pass, to make sure you don't flunk college. No, it's the teacher's job to present a teaching style. It's your job to understand and read between the lines. Same here. Nobody owes you or is going to baby you about the ABCs of God any more than, okay, anybody's going to babysit me on the ABCs of driving or going out and getting a job. Like, everybody doesn't work in this country. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say. I'm going to continue to pray for Matt Dilladona and all his, this whole tribe of angry atheists. Okay? But you need to understand that we don't need you to be Christians. God loves you. Okay? That's just like the story of the prodigal son. When the prodigal son left the house, when he left the father's house, the brother didn't care. Like, hey, he deserted you. What do you care? But dad cared. And it's the same way here. Dad still cares. He still loves all these atheists. It's not my job to be God. God cares. All I do is, like dad told the older brother, get out the fatted calf, go get the servants together, get the party together. So when your brother comes home, we're ready for him. That's it. We're preparing for you atheists to come home to the Lord. But if you never show up, guess what? As much as we would like to care more, we don't. God cares, but it's really not our problem, okay? So for Matt to be hating on his parents and flipping out about his parents like that, he must have the kind of parents that are intimidated by him. Because, see, my kids wouldn't do that to me. Because my kids know that I ain't said Jesus to them since they was kids.
Well, let me start by saying I actually applaud you on this one thing. You actually respect your progeny. Evidently, Matt's parents really don't, and that's them. You know, that's they value, and I have family members like that. So I applaud you on that much. You know how to actually respect, your daughter. I would actually love to speak to her. You know, maybe it can help me understand you. And I'm pretty sure you like to speak to my mother. She's, it's not hard to find her. And she actually likes to engage in conversation. Stepdad, not so much. But it is interesting. It is very interesting, this whole dynamic and kind of how you view the world and other people, as opposed to the people of the world at large who view you. It is very interesting. And yes, if y'all didn't know, Soccer Count is a content creator. He works very hard. He works very, very hard to make content. He has a Patreon. I am a $1 patron to Soccer Count. You should definitely support him in his endeavors. I am a shill, believe me. If you disagree with me, I will block you on social media. If you question me, I will call my band of sycophants to harass you on social media because we're in high school, evidently. What else? Please buy my wife a new dress. Catch me on my gaming channel, games you kind of sort of like. And the atheist bots downvote my videos, so please give me a thumbs up and rate and subscribe.
Because they're grown now. And I told my daughters that. The last time she tried to have a debate with me, I said, sweetheart, you're grown. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay? And I tell her friends the same way. Hey, you're grown just like my daughter is. You can do whatever you want to do. Just don't lie to me. Don't come to me telling me about a gospel that you don't live. You wasn't worried about the church. You wasn't worried about a Bible. You wasn't worried about any of these things. How dare you come to me talking about these things? I don't want to hear it. You're in the secular world, and you have that choice and that right. Hop to it. Don't bring it here. Okay? Don't tell me about my Bible because you're unhappy in your secular worldly situation. Don't make it about us. Okay? It's between you and God, you and your atheism, you and the LGBT community, you and whoever in you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And it ain't got nothing, and Matt has to understand that his parents have their culture and they have what works for them. How dare he, okay, try to act like he wants to get angry and blast his parents. Look, he's not going to get less angry if his parents decide to leave him alone about it. If you go to the video and watch it, the last time his parents left him alone about it, he went to them and tried to have a conversation, like he was trying to convert them to atheism. He's the one that brought the conversation back up. They had left him alone about it, but he brought it back up, and now they brought it back up. He wants to blast them on network television. How moronic is that? Okay? I got to go. I'm doing Cruise Your Life.
Was he being a hypocrite?
I'm going to bed. And
Matt Dillhunty being a hypocrite.
You atheists need to be honest with yourselves and keep it between you and whoever. Don't bring it here. Don't bring it to us. Don't shoot it at us.
Wait, why are you on YouTube then? Looking up videos about atheists if you're concerned about atheists bringing it to Christians. I don't that's something. The fuck is this word? What? Symposiarch. Oh, it's a Toastmaster. Okay, that's word of the day on dictionary app. So that's interesting. So I'm so confused by Mr. Like he's just all over. I don't understand. I fundamentally don't understand him. He gets upset that other people are giving their opinions about topics, and he feels that they're, I guess, undeserving of being able to speak on the topic, while he is wholly ignorant to the topic himself. But he's upset that they're on syndicated TV or network, whatever he described it as. But he's upset that they're out there, and he's consuming it. he is consuming the very thing that he's upset that they're. I just maybe I have a hard time understanding that, because I know a lot of older folks who say, you know what, I don't care for the YouTubes because there's a bunch of makeup videos and people popping their booties and all that kind of stuff, so they don't watch it. They go and they watch reruns of, you know, MASH or something, and they don't partake. They don't. If you if you ask them about it, they'll say, yeah, I don't go on there. I have no idea about it, and then that's it. That's where it stays. But to get on the YouTubes and to do almost the exact same thing as the people you're chastising, a little bit of hypocrisy. He had the audacity to get on here and do that. The audacity. So, for everyone watching, you know what? You know, there's about 70 of y'all watching. How about this? How about we give y'all 50 points? 50 loyalty points. Since we got the bot working, we got everything. Let's get y'all caught back up. How the hell that's Angry Roach has the most. Yeah, because I boosted the points for people. For those of you who are my shills, I did boost the points that you get from donating. So even like $5 gets you a lot of fucking points, because Angry Roach is beating you next to Immutable Destiny. So I will, just to even things out to all viewers, here's 50 points. I'm queuing up, so y'all will have something to fucking gamble. And I will also enable the module, because I think there was a conflict between some of the modules. So I disabled them all and then reset the gambling one. There is a way for you to gamble all your points away, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to enable that one, because I know someone's going to do it. There's a heist one that I want to enable. And the where is the one where you can gamble all of them? Oh, there was a command for it. Where is it? Oh, enable duel. You're the man. Thanks, Jeremy. So it's something, because some of y'all actually donate for whatever reason. So you might as well get something more out of it. And let's see. So I'm going to enable the duel. So that's the one where you do exclamation point duel and then someone's name and then a space. Yes, duel space person's name, tag them, and then another space and then the number of points. To you have to put the points, T Diesel, afterwards, how much you want to duel them for. And I'm going to enable. There is another one where you could. You know what? This is an interesting one. Heist. Let me enable heist. So exclamation point heist space points. So as an example, exclamation point no space heist space points. And then you can work together with other folks to get extra loyalty points. And I will also enable the slot machine, but there's a command for the slot machine for you to gamble all of your points. And I'm trying to figure out what the command is. I'll figure it out later, but there's a way to like risk all your points and just lose them all. And I want to enable that one just to piss y'all off, because I know people are going to keep doing it. But anyway, I'll figure it out later. So all the modules should work. It should work. And looks like, let me make sure. Yep, so everyone has at least 50 points now, except, that's weird. Everyone should have had 50 points because I queued it up. What the hell? Some of y'all just suck, that's why. It doesn't like you. Well, at least you got something. So, please subscribe to Sock Account. He's a content creator. Everything and whatnot. And that's pretty much it, folks. That's pretty much it. If y'all have not seen Sky Out's response to Sock Account, Sokka actually, I'll leave this up for a little bit and just kind of chat, so people can get points and lose all their fucking points. When is your next conversation with Sky Out? Were you guys trying to figure that out? Because I think he had to work or something like that. Because remember you had put a comment underneath one of his videos. Unless that comment was old and that was referencing the conversation you guys already had. Or are you just going to cut up the video where he's just reading off of that form, trying to understand the Munchausen? Or no, he doesn't. Oh, okay. So it's this weekend. Okay, so there's another conversation between Sock Account and Sky. If you've not seen that, you need to go see it. I'm trying to remember how he pronounced. He doesn't say Munchausen syndrome, Munchausen trilemma. He says, oh God, I don't remember how he pronounces it. I don't remember how he pronounces it interesting. I'll say that. He pronounces it as interesting as I pronounce ether. I usually say aether. Sky help the bipolar crack it. That's mean. That is very mean, expatriate. That is very, very mean. Okay, very mean. Stop it. Just quit being a big old meanie head. I'm honestly just giving y'all more time to gamble. Like I could just end this shit. What else was I gonna say? Hopefully it's later in the like afternoon, night on Saturday. So by that time, me and the wife will be back from fishing because we're not gonna stay out there all day. Well, actually, we were gonna go fishing today, but I think she has a job interview at 3, and I'm supposed to be helping my cousin do some moving. And there's I want to knock out some lab reports and shit from biochemistry. So try to be productive today so I can just spend Saturday bullshitting, and then Sunday just doing a little bit of studying. What else? Yeah, so I'll probably wake up pretty early Saturday morning, and then I'll probably end up taking a lot of pics and fucking I'll do some live streaming, but I'll just probably upload that to Patreon, and that'll be for because I have some loyal patrons who haven't received much, and so I will definitely I'll probably end up doing one of my random musings and talk about a lot of stuff that I'm just like a lot of stuff going on in the background, because I know some of y'all have questions about some things that I've been referencing lately, and so I'll more than likely be talking about a lot of that stuff. So if you are a patron, whether you're $1 or $60, doesn't matter, you'll probably hear me just talking about some shit, and you can ask me whatever you want, and I'm going to be very honest with you. With sort of fishing. So if you want to know where me and the wife go fishing, and by the way, if y'all are, I'm done reviewing. Y'all can go watch something else. I'm just talking right now just so people can gamble. I don't know why y'all wanted to fucking gamble, but that's fine. If you go and look at if you type in Texas City Dike, it is a dike in Texas City, and that is connected to a body of water called the Galveston Bay. And the Galveston Bay is a bay that is near the city of Galveston, actually, and it connects to the Gulf. So from the Gulf, you will get black tip sharks. And I'm not joking. If you've been in Discord and you've seen some of the pictures I put in there, there are actually black tip sharks there. Black tip sharks. There's actually pufferfish, very very rare, but they're pufferfish. A lot of stingrays. There are specifically a lot of croaker, lots and lots and lots and lots of croaker. Oh my God! If y'all know what croakers are black drum. There's also red drum. Also, I refer to them when you hear me talk about redfish. Those are red drum, the red variety, red species of drum. So most people go there to catch giant. When I say giant croaker, like 38 to 42 inch croakers. I'm not like that's not an exaggeration. Not an exaggeration. Like 38-inch croakers. If you've never pulled a croaker out the water, even the little ones about that big, little baby ones, they're loud. They croak like frogs, and so they call them croakers. But yeah, they're nasty to fight. But I'm looking for a good fight. Probably not gonna. I'm gonna check the water quality. Actually, that's what I was gonna do today. I was gonna do a water quality check on the local DNR website for Texas and see because that it's connected to a shipping channel, and there's a few refineries, petroleum refineries around that area. If you look on the map, you'll see near Texas City and Galveston, there's tons and tons of refineries around there. So obviously, the water quality is probably not the best in Galveston Bay. So anything that you bring home is kind of subject to whatever is in that water. And I want to make sure before I start consuming something, my wife consumes it, it's at least somewhat safe. Having some, having trace amounts of different different substances, we'll say that, is not going to really adversely affect you. Mind you, we know people in the community that literally consume a product that creates cyanide compounds within their bodies, cyanide metabolites. So if this idiot can consume that on a regular basis, we'll probably be fine. It's that, and actually, it's funny enough that we mentioned that one of the yesterday the lecture in biochemistry was going over non-competitive and competitive inhibition for enzymes and for what ends up happening when you have an enzyme and a substrate and an inhibitor all interacting, and the types of interactions, which competitive and non-competitive, and the comparison, and kind of how that affects the changes in the enzyme, whether it can actually change it permanently, or is a reversible or non-reversible conformational change in the enzyme. So you can just fuck up the enzyme and it's just like, whatever, I'm just gonna stay like this, or whether the inhibitor can wrest itself from the enzyme and it can go back to doing what it's supposed to do. And then there's tons and tons of, actually, y'all want to hear a little bit from the lecture, because I recorded it and sent it to my wife, just so she could hear what a biochemistry lecture sounds like. And she was like, what the fuck is that? I'm scrolling up trying to find it. I actually got a few points on my exam because my elderly instructor did not see that I put an asterisk next to one of the free response questions, and I put like a paragraph at the bottom of the paper that he somehow didn't see. Like, the paragraph was this fucking big. On what was it on? It was on. It had something to do with Bronsted-Lowry acid bases, and how they operate in different environments. Basically, whether or not they can protonate or deprotonate whatever substance that's in them, and that sort of thing. So that's like my paragraph kind of describing that was completely missed, but I got 2 points. So I went and got my grade on that exam is now a B instead of a C. So I'm happy about that. Got a whole, because I was right there on the edge. I was 1 point away from a B, and I was like, that's shitty. That's shitty. Let me see.
Well, we've got E, we've got ES, and we've got EI. Everybody see that? So for our conservation equation, we've got all three forms. So now from the previous page, remember we had KI, which we defined, and then we solved it for EI. So if we substitute it into our conservation equation for EI, we get E times I over KI. And so we have ET is equal to E times I over KI plus ES. Okay? So now we just did the algebra, and so
Is he having makeup? No, he's just a raccoon. So that was a little bit from biochemistry. Congratulations. You now know how to biochem. So, did Sokka lose all his points? Yay! Sokka lost all his points. Okay, I can end the stream now. It was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time. I knew if I left it long enough, he was going to lose all his fucking points. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Now I can end the stream happy. Now that he's lost all his goddamn points. Now, you ain't winning no more, motherfucker. I don't care if you are a content creator. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. All right. Y'all have a good ass day. All right.